So filming while traveling, it can be a pain, right? Because you got to carry around a lot of gear. You get shaky footage. If you're like anything like me, my hand just trembles, right? You get shaky footage. That gear is heavy. I need this lens for this, or what about this lens, or a zoom lens, or a macro lens? There's so many options and so many decisions to make as a solo traveler who really wants to capture and document their journey as they're traveling. You know, this might be a once in a lifetime trip. This might be, you want to make sure you have something to leave your children or show to your family or friends. And the problem with that is carrying around a lot of camera gear, one, takes up space in your carry-on, two, or your personal line bag, and two, who wants to lug all that heavy gear around? You're supposed to be enjoying your vacation, right? Okay. I think I have solved that problem for us solo travelers, us travelers alike. I have really solved that problem, and that is the DJI Pocket 3, right? Now, I know you've seen lots of videos of why the DJI Pocket 3 is wonderful for vlogging, for content creators, but I'm here to tell you why this little camera is great for us travelers, right? Whether you're doing photography, it takes awesome pictures, as well as if you're just wanting to document your moment, the entire experience, this little tiny camera is worth every penny. Now, some pain points. There are some pros and cons to this camera. I get that. There are some, but probably more budget-friendly options. I get that too. But if you have the budget for this camera, I highly recommend that you get it. Now, I've seen people, and we kind of just nod at each other when we're walking around. Like, especially I recently in Chicago, and I nodded at like 3 people, and we're both filming like this. And we're both capturing the moment with this little camera. We see each other capturing, and it's so tiny that we're like, hey, we got that too. So I love the camaraderie that goes along with other people who are creating with this camera when they see you with this camera. But that's not the real reason why this camera is perfect, and let me give you the reason. So guys, if you see me looking down at my notes, that's because I don't have a memory like an elephant, and I'm gonna try to get through all these points for you. So when you travel, you need a remote, talked about this. You need a tripod, talked about this. And you need a DJI Pocket 3. So if you have other cameras, that's great. I do recommend, I'm always going to recommend my Sony's camera, but this is why this is perfect for vlogging and capturing video. Perfect camera, right? First of all, let's look at it. Okay, this camera is smaller than my iPhone 16 Pro Max, right? It holds in your hand. It's tiny, but it's mighty. Okay, that was kind of corny, you guys, but you get the point. You get what I'm trying to say. Okay, so when you think about footage, right? Don't let this camera fool you because it's so small. This camera shoots up to 4K at 120 frames per second. That means you can get super crispy, super good quality footage with a gimbal that can capture slow footage. If you want to capture slow footage, slowing things down, you can with this camera because it will do that. And all the settings, which I will do in another video, go over all the settings that I use when I'm filming this for this camera. But today we're going to talk just about why this camera is perfect. Okay, so let's talk about the specs of this particular camera. This camera right here poses a 1-inch CMOS sensor. It's great in low light, you guys. So if you're going out on a date, if you are going out to see the city at night, you can take this and get stunning footage at nighttime with this particular camera, right? The video capabilities, as I said earlier, it's up to 4K 120 frames per second, which means you get buttery, smooth, slow motion footage. Stabilization, it has a 3-axis mechanical gimbal. So say goodbye to all that shaky footage, right? Even after that third espresso. Okay, so if you drink coffee or energy drink, your footage is still gonna be buttery smooth. Okay, so audio, 3 built-in microphones for stereo recording and ensuring your voiceover sound is fabulous as you look. So it has great audio in camera, but I always, like I said, I always recommend the DJI mics, the Mini or the Mic 2 for this camera, right? So standard pricing, let's talk about that. The standard price is around $519 at the time of making this video, which includes the camera, a wrist strap, a USB-C charging cord, and a handle with a 1-inch thread. Do I recommend that one? If that's what's in your budget, yes. But if you can afford the creator combo, I highly recommend the creator combo, because the creator combo is it's around $669 at the time of making this video, and you get just a few things extra that come from the standard combo that help you in your vlogging and travel journey. So you have everything you need, right? So you have a battery handle like this. You get a mini tripod like this. And you get a carrying bag like this, right? Now, the mini tripod, yes, I use it. I even use it when I use my phone. The carrying bag, I use it, or I have used it before I found something else. More on accessories later that have to do with the DJI Pocket 3, right? So reasons you should really consider this the creator combo over is because it comes with the Mic 2. So if you do not want to get the DJI Mic Mini, which is what I'm wearing right here, if you do not want to splurge and spend the $169 or $139, I'll put the right price here for this, which comes with 2 mics, a transmitter, and a cord for your camera. If you do not want to splurge on this, if you just spend an extra $100 or so, you can get an extra battery which extends the life, which you will use. You will use that extra battery when you are traveling for the DJI Pocket 3. You will get a DJI Mic 2, so you can be able to talk about where you're at. If you don't want to do voiceovers later and you want to actually just vlog and talk to the camera as if it's your best friend, you can do that and have great audio. Now you can do that without, but if you want to get rid of all the background noise and have really crisp audio for later on, you can do that with the creator combo. So I highly recommend it. Another great point to this camera is that it has AI face tracking, and that's a game changer. So you can literally turn the camera on, get in focus. Here's where I fell in love with this camera, right? This camera has AI face tracking. It's a straight game changer. So when I turn it towards me, it will double click, the green button happens, and it will literally follow me wherever I go. I love that. So I could be walking, literally talking and moving, and it's going to move. I love that for this camera, right? No more awkwardly sitting in one spot. You can walk around, you can set the camera up, and then you can move and you can showcase the entire landscape. That's what's great about the gimbal on this camera. You can showcase everything that you're doing. Pan the whole room without even moving the camera around for this shot, for that shot. Making sure you get everything in frame. No, all you have to do is set this up on a tripod and then just walk, and it will follow your face everywhere you go, and you can get all of the footage. Just move around, have a good time, twirl, enjoy. This is one thing I love about this camera. Okay, so who is this camera for? This camera is going to be for solo travelers and vloggers, right? No shaky footage, no need for extra gear, no extra lenses, I should say. Extra gear, I will be having a video. Let me know in the comments if you want it, of all of the accessories I use for this and how I carry this camera. So this camera is great for content creators, right? With the built-in AI, it makes shooting high quality footage or content really easy. I've shot when I'm on the go or when I'm traveling. I shoot with this camera and I use a teleprompter. I'll tell you more about that in the next video. Okay, anyone who hates bulky cameras, if you hate carrying around, I mean, if you're holding a camera out, give you an example. If you're holding a camera out and it's bulky and heavy and big, guess what? Your arm is going to get tired. Okay, trust me, I have vlogged, I have carried, I've shot weddings. Your arm hurts when you are trying to carry, and then you got this heavy camera in your bag, on your shoulders. If you're doing a 2-hour walking tour, you can forget it. It just doesn't make it. You just are like, forget it, I'll just put it to memory. Well, with this camera, you don't have to. All right, so this is for anyone who wants to just, the ease of use of this camera makes shooting so great, right? All right, so let's talk about the settings in this camera that make this camera hold up to some of the full body cameras that are out there, right? It shoots 4K 30 frames per second, so it's perfect for everyday vlogging. It shoots slow motion up to 4K 100 frames per second, so you can get nice slow motion footage for those dreamy aesthetic travel clips that you want to create. It has face tracking on, so the camera follows you effortlessly, and it has D-Cinema-like color profile, so a flat profile for you to be able to get that high-end look and color grade your footage later. Now, here's the thing. If you put in just a little bit of settings, now straight out of the box, you can use this camera without changing the settings, and you can use it in auto. I recommend that for people who are new to this camera. But if you want to eventually learn the settings using like D-Cinematic or D-Cine profile, D-Log profile with this camera, you just can take your footage to the whole next level, right? So we will talk about that in more videos coming up, talking about this, the DJI Pocket. So you can be able to actually like take the kind of footage that you want, right, when traveling. So I have been testing out for the last couple of trips that I've been on what actually gear that I love traveling with, so I can pare down and not travel with so much. Now it really depends, because I am a content creator, it really depends on what I need to shoot. But if I'm going as a traveler, non-content creator, excuse me, or if I'm just going as someone who wants to take footage, I'm literally going to take this, my Sony ZV-1, and probably an action camera, because they're waterproof. This camera is not waterproof. Do not submerge it in water. You will not be happy, right? So, the DJI Pocket 3. That's that girl right there. That's that girl. If you love traveling, vlogging, or capturing memories on solo, then hands down, this is the camera for you. And I can tell you that because I've tried out tons of cameras, and I'm here test them out and let you know what you need for traveling, so you can buy the right camera that is good for your travels. Now, if you are a person who travels and does a lot of action, you ski, you water raft, this camera is not the camera for you. This camera is for, it's not waterproof. So an action camera like the DJI Pocket 4 or 5 Pro or a GoPro, those are going to be the cameras for you if you do any kind of water sports. This is for the traveler who does not do a lot of water sports, but still wants to take that cinematic footage when you are thinking about buying a camera, thinking about what you really want as a solo traveler, as a person who wants to, they talk about this camera a lot for vlogging, but it takes awesome pictures as well. So if you've ever been on my channel or any of my socials, I used to do a lot of travel fashion, right? What to wear if you're going on a ski trip, what to wear if you're going on a summer trip or vacation, right? I shot all of that footage with this camera starting out. This camera has so many great benefits. I can feel comfortable and confident of shooting this, taking this out in public, and not worrying about, are people going to think I'm taking pictures of them or photographing them? And you can use the DJI Mic Mini as a remote to actually take pictures. So it Bluetooth pairs with the DJI Mic 2 and the Mic Mini to use as a remote, so you don't need to even buy an extra remote to take with this. So you can stop, record, and take pictures as well just by clicking the button on the microphone, which is so awesome. And if you want to talk on your vlogs, the pairing of the DJI Mic Mini or the DJI Mic 2 with this camera you don't need a receiver, because it has built-in technology where it actually Bluetooths to up to 2 mics. You can do interviews, you can talk to people while you're vlogging. This is the perfect travel companion for us solo travelers and people who enjoy just traveling and taking footage and vlogging their footage. So if you like what you heard today, stay tuned. Let me know in the comments. I will be giving you another video coming soon of all of the accessories that I take with this and how I use this camera.